Hi, I'm Jill, Curator of Anthropology and Exhibitions here at the Boonshoft Museum of Discovery in Dayton, Ohio. Today we're back in our collections vault. Specifically, we're in the textile room. We have a lot of beautiful garments from all over the world, including this piece. This is a Chinese opera costume. This was donated to the museum in 1971, and we've had it out on display a couple of times. Chinese opera began during the Qing dynasty in the 1650s or so and became very popular within the culture. This is actually a garment called a cowl, which is a type of stage armor. So you would wear a costume like this on stage and you would represent an entire army. You can see here we actually have a depiction of the five-toed dragon, which is a symbol of the emperor. He has a pearl of wisdom here. So this is kind of a representation of an imperial armor. When you're on the stage, you don't have room for the entire army there with you. So what they would do when their army was in full force, they would have a series of flags like this one behind them. And as long as their flags were up, it meant their army was winning, their army was still standing. If at any point during the production the flags fell or were down, it meant the army also fell. So there's a lot of symbolic connections within the staging of the operas. So if you'll notice this particular room, we have everything lined with acid-free paper. I have my special blue nitrile gloves on, and we have all these things because we have to protect the objects from what we call the agents of deterioration. So there's a long list of these things, but the big ones are temperature, humidity, light, and pests like insects and things like that. So we keep the whole vault at about 67 degrees, 50% relative humidity, and whenever we're not in here, we always turn the lights off. We don't allow any food or beverage waste to come into contact with these things. We keep everything locked and monitored very closely. Textiles are really hard to exhibit because we want to make sure they're protected, so we always are monitoring them. And if you're curious about how kind of these agents of deterioration affect a collection, you can do some pretty cool experiments in your own home. So what I like to do to demonstrate this is you can take any piece of fabric in your home, scrap fabric, a t-shirt, an old curtain, anything you want, place it in direct sunlight right by a window and take a picture of it. Then continue, just leave it there and photograph it every Friday, every other Friday, and then after a period of time, compare those images and you'll see how quickly the colors start to fade. You could probably go around your house and examine underneath rugs, the backside of a curtain, the inside of your t-shirt might all look a little different because things are getting more exposure to UV light damage. So that's pretty fun. I also encourage you, if you have any family portraits or things that you really are trying to preserve for generations to come, if you're hanging them in your house, don't hang them by a window, don't hang them by a vent. Make sure they're a protected place in your home so generations can enjoy them for years to come. Again, I'm Jill. I can't wait to see you soon. Stay safe. Bye. Wait a minute. I'm not quite done with you yet. We've had a little bit of a location change. A second ago, we were in the textile room at the Boonshoft Museum, and now we're in my very own home, specifically my son's bedroom. Robot. We were just talking about the agents of deterioration. Pop quiz. Does anybody remember what those were? Yell them out. Louder. I can't hear you. Light, humidity, temperature, and pests like insects. There are others, but those are the big four. We talked about an experiment that you can do in your very own home where you take a piece of fabric, put it in direct sunlight, and see how it changes over time. Another thing you can do is a scavenger hunt and look for the effects of the agents of deterioration in the environment around you. About 3 years ago, we painted this room this beautiful blue color, and I purchased these bright orange curtains to match. The side closest to us, the inside of the room, is not getting very much direct sunlight, right? It's the inside of the curtain. But the outside is getting a lot of sun. So what do you think happened? Make a guess. What do you think happened to the other side of these curtains? Wow. Were you right? They faded. So that sun has damaged the fabric and turned it into a lighter orange. So this is a very clear effect of one of those agents of deterioration. I want you to look around your own home and see if you can find similar effects. Have fun searching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!